Hey fellow beaders, it's JP, and in partnership with Panda Hall, I am bringing you this gorgeous bracelet. I haven't come up with a name yet. I think I'm going to call it the 4-point star bracelet because I've got 4 points to it. Anyway, it this is a 6-inch bracelet, and I ended up making 6 units. Each unit contains 12 bicones and 11 seed beads. So I needed a total of 72 bicones. But the nice thing with this is if you don't have that many bicones or don't want to spend that much money on bicones, you can also do it with rondelles. So here's my sample piece. I'm doing it with, these are 3x4 rondelles. So it comes out looking fairly similar to the bicones and looks just as nice. So I imagine that you can do this also with pearls. I haven't done it with rounds or pearls yet, but a 4mm pearl will work. These are 4mm bicones, 3x4 rondelles, and I imagine that a 4mm fire polish will also work. So if your budget's a little smaller, then go with the fire polish or the rondelles. Otherwise, you can also do it with bicones to give it a little extra bling. So these bicones that I'm using are machine cut Czech bicones, so they're not Swarovski. So that's another way you can save a little bit of money is by using a Czech bicone as opposed to the more expensive Swarovskis. Anyway, I think it comes out gorgeous, and I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and let's get started. So to begin with, you are going to pick up 4 bicones and 4 11 seed beads, and you're going to string them in alternating order like this. Then what you're going to do is tie them into a knot. So you just need a square knot and a nice snug knot. You don't want it super snug that you can't get through the beads, but you do want it to be fairly tight. Okay, so once you've tied it, this is what you're going to get is this teeny tiny little circle or square, whatever you want to call it. And you're just going to take the knot and go into the bicone next, and that should pull the knot into the bicone. And we're going to go through a few more beads like so. You want to exit out of a bicone. Then pick up 3 11-0s and go into the next bicone. Like so. Then pick up 3 more 11-0s. I only got 2 there. And you are going to go into this next bicone. So we'll do this 2 more times, and so 3 11-0s, and you just go into this next bicone. And this is my last time. I'm going to pick up 3 11-0s. 3, not 4. And I'm going to go into just this last bicone here. And then I'm going to go up into 2 of the seed beads. So I want to be at this top bead that's sticking out. So now so you see I'm at that top point bead here. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up 5 beads. I'm going to pick up an 11-0 bicone, 11-0, a bicone and an 11-0, and I'm going to go directly, get my tail out of the way, into the next bead that's sticking out here, this seed bead here, on this next point. And this is what you'll get. And then you're going to repeat this 3 more times. You're going to pick up an 11-0 bicone, 11-0, bicone, and an 11-0, and go into the next point. Then again, 11-0, bicone, 11-0, bicone, 11-0, going into this third point. And last time, 11-0, bicone, 11-0, bicone, 11-0, and I'm going to come back out of the original peak where we started this round, and then I'm going to go up into the seed bead here, the next 11-0, and then come out of this bicone here. And just like this. Now we're just going to pick up 3 of our 11-0s, and we're going to go into the next bicone here, and then through the seed beads, and then out of this bicone here. Now this bicone is going to be our loop for our lobster claw. So you're going to go into the seed bead, then you're going to pick up 4 11-0 beads, like so, and go back around through the same 11-0. So you're exiting, there's your thread exiting, and you're going to go around it. And this is what you're going to get. I'm just going to flip the work because it's easier to work in this direction. I'm going to go up into 1 of the 11-0s in my little circle here. Like so. And then I'm going to add a seed bead. I'm going to pick up a seed bead and go into the next seed bead. Like so. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to pick up 1 11-0 and I'm going to go into this next one. And last time, I'm going to pick up an 11-0. I'm going to go into this next 11-0. Just like this. I'm going to go through this middle 11-0. Just like that. And then I'm going to go through all the beads one more time to give them a little extra reinforcement. So I'm just going through the beads 2 at a time. And once I come out of this central 11-0, I'm back here. I'm going to go through the bicone, the 3 seed beads, and I'm going to come out of this bicone here. And this time I'm just doing a picot, so I'm just going to add 3 11-0s and go into this next bicone and through all the seed beads, and then I'm going to come out of this bicone. So this is what I have so far. Now for here, we're going to do the exact same thing as we did here. So what you're going to do is you're coming out of the bicone, you're going to go into the seed bead, and Then you're going to pick up 4 11-0 beads, just like this, and go back around that seed bead. Just like this. Then you pick up a seed bead, like so. Or you go through a seed bead, sorry, you're not picking anything up. So you go through this next seed bead. Then you pick up a seed bead, and you go into this next one here. Then you pick up another one, and you go into the next 11-0. Just like that, you're just making that the 4 points, and you pick up another one, and you go into this next one, and then into the one that's between the bicones. So this might be a little bit tight, and this is where you might need your pliers to just pull this out. There you go. And that's it. That's how you do your first unit. Now your subsequent units are going to be a little bit different. So in the next section, I'm going to show you how to do that part. So go ahead and work your thread until you're exiting out of this seed bead at the top. So I'm just going to go through 2 here. And you can reinforce at this point if you want. I think we have plenty of reinforcement just from going around twice already. And then through this here. And then we'll continue. You should be exiting out of this top point bead. And now what you're going to do is you're going to pick up a whole bunch of beads. So you're going to pick up a bicone followed by 3 11-0s, then another bicone, 11-0, and actually that one's weird looking. So, and then a bicone. Now you do another 3 this time, 11-0s. Then you do a bicone, 11-0, bicone. And I'm going to push these down a little bit. And now we do 3 11-0s. And we do bicone, 11-0, bicone. Then we do 3 more. And just 1 bicone. So, as you can see, the pattern is bicone, 3 11-0s, then a bicone 11-0 bicone set, then 3 11-0s, and then another set of your bicone 11-0 bicone, 3, your third set, and then 3. So you have 4 sets of your 3 11-0s, and then this is a set of 3 here, 1 2 3, and this is going to be that 4th set, which is going to go around this 11-0 here. So you'll see what I'm saying in just a second here. So I'm going to go back around. I'm exiting out this way, so I'm just going to go back through the 11-0. And what you get is this circle of beads. So what this is this outer circle. And then what we're going to do is finish up the outer circle. Well, the outer circle's done. Then we're going to make now the inner circle here, which is this set of seed beads in between and bicones in the inner circle. Okay, so I'm just going to turn the work this way because I like working in this direction. So I'm coming out of that seed bead. I'm going to go into the bicone and the first 2 seed beads here. Just like this. Now I'm going to pick up an 11-0 bicone and 11-0. And I'm going to skip over all of these beads, and I'm going into this next set of 3, and I'm just going to go through the middle 11-0. And just like that. It's not going to look like much just yet, but it will once we finish the unit. So I'm going to, again, I'm picking up an 11-0, a bicone, 11-0. I'm just going to turn this. I'm coming out of this 11-0 here. I'm going to skip over all of these beads. I'm going into this group of 3 here. And I'm just going to go through that central seed bead. Just like that. Bring everything in. See, now it's starting to look a little bit more like what we have. And you're going to repeat this 2 more times because you have a set of 4 there in the center. So again, I've picked up my 11-0 bicone 11-0, and I'm rotating my work a little bit, bringing this down. I'm going to skip over all these beads, and I'm going into this next set of 3. And I just want, again, go through just that middle seed bead. Give it a little bit of a tug, and you should have your piece here. Now, again, 11-0, bicone, 11-0, and we've basically gone full circle, and we're back to this seed bead in this first group of 3 that we started with. So go ahead and go through that seed bead, then this seed bead here that's next to this bicone that you just added, and then come out of the bicone. And there we are. Now you're going to pick up an 11-0. I'm turning the work, so I'm coming out of this bicone down here, and I am going to go into this next bicone. Make sure you give everything a nice tug so it's tight, and then we're going to pick up another 11-0, and we are going to go through into, my thread is wrapped around the piece, hold on, there we go. So I'm exiting out of this bicone. I want to go into this next bicone. And again, we are exiting out of this bicone. We're going to go into this next bicone. And last time, pick up one 11-0. You're exiting out of this bicone. You're going to go into this next bicone here. Give everything a good tug. So as you can see, our now unit looks exactly like this one. The only thing missing are our picots here. So what we're going to do, just rotating the work again, is we're coming out of a seed bead, or a bicone rather, not a seed bead. So we're coming out of this bicone. I want to come out of this bicone way over here. So I'm just going to go through the seed bead here, and then through the bicone and through these 3 seed beads. And now I'm out with this bicone. I'm going to pick up my 3 11/0s, and I'm just going to go into this next bicone here. And there's one picot. Now we got to make this one here, and then we'll make our connector last. So just going to work our way through these 3 seed beads and this bicone here. Then up into, let's see, pull this thread out of the way so you guys can see better. I'm coming out of this bicone, so I'm going to go into this next seed bead here, and basically I've gone through these 3 seed beads and then this bicone. Just like this. I'm going to make my picot here, so I'm going to pick up my 3 11/0s, and I'm just going into the bicone right here, and then through the next 2 seed beads. And now we come out, go through the seed bead and the bicone, and into this middle seed bead. All right, one last thing to do is to make this connector here. So all you're going to do again is pick up 4 11/0s like you did before, go through this same seed bead. I'm just going to turn the work. I'm going to go into one of the seed beads that's here in this loop of 4. Then I'll pick up an 11/0, go into this next one, do it again, pick up another 11/0, go into the next seed bead, and one last time, pick up an 11/0, go into the next seed bead and the seed bead that's between the 2 bicones. There we have it. Now we are going to come out of this top seed bead here. And you can reinforce this again if you want. I think it's sufficient. We've gone through it twice, so I haven't had any problems with that. And there you go. We've got our second unit made. So now all of the units you're going to make are going to be exactly the way we made the second unit. The first unit was different because it was the starting point, so we got to start it differently. But all of these now are going to be exactly the same way. So I'll go through it one more time with you guys, and then you make however many units you need. So to start the next unit, you're picking up a bicone, 3 11/0s, and then you're doing that set with a bicone, 11/0, bicone, and then 3 more 11/0s. Then it's bicone, 11/0, bicone. Push those down, Now we do 3 again, 3 11-ohs, then it's bicone, 11-oh, bicone, 3 more, and at this point we have our set of 4. We have 4 sets of the 3 seed beads, and we have our 3 sets of the bicone seed bead bicone set too. So the only thing left that we need is a bicone. And then we go back around the same seed bead. And there we have it. Now I'm just gonna, again, I'm gonna turn this work so that I can work with it. I'm coming out of this seed bead, so I'm going to go into a bicone and then just 2 of the seed beads. Okay, there we go. Got a knot there, but came out, no problem. All right, now you pick up 11-oh, bicone, 11-oh. You're coming out of a central seed bead here. So you're going to go into a central seed bead in this next group here. Just the middle one. Give everything a nice tug. It'll tighten itself out, don't worry. So 11-oh, bicone, 11-oh. And then we're coming out of this central seed bead, so we go into the next central seed bead. Just like this. Oop, that flipped. Don't want that. I want that on the outside. Okay, and again, 11-oh, bicone, 11-oh, into our next group here. Everything wants to flip in the wrong direction. That's okay. I'm going to fix that in just a second. I'm going to finish this up. So 11-oh, bicone, 11-oh, and I'm going to come back around into this centralized seed bead here. So you've come out of this central seed bead, so you've gone all the way around, then go into this seed bead here, this one here, and then come out of this bicone. Once you come out of the bicone, you pick up an 11-oh and you go into this next bicone. And give the thread a good tight pull. Then you pick up 11-oh. You're coming out of this bicone. You are going to go into this bicone over here. Just like this. And one last time, pick up an 11-oh and go into this bicone here. And actually we had one more to do. So we have one more here. So pick up 11-oh and go in to that first bicone where we started. Just giving everything a nice tug, and we should have our third unit made. So now we're going to make our picot here, then here, and then the connector here. So to get down into this piece here, I'm coming out of this bicone. I'm going to go into the seed bead, then this bicone, and 3 of these seed beads here. And if you can, go ahead and, I don't think I'm going to be able to, so I'll just go ahead and go through those. Then I'm going to come out of the bicone. Now I'll go ahead and add my 3 11-ohs and go into this next bicone here, and then down into the next seed bead. There's the picot. Just rotating the work here. I'm coming out of this seed bead here, so I'm just going to go into this seed bead that's next to it, and then the seed bead that's next to the bicone, and then the bicone. Just like that. I'm going to keep going. I don't add beads just yet. So I'm coming out of the bicone, and I need to go through these 3 seed beads, and now this bicone. Like so. I'm going to make my picot here. So I got my 3 11-ohs. And I'm just going to go into this next bicone and these next seed beads and this bicone here. Go into the central seed bead here, and we make our connector. So I'm going to pick up 4 11-ohs, go back around my seed bead, just like this. I'm just going to turn this. I'm going to go into 1 11-oh, pick up 1 11-oh, then go into the next 11-oh, pick up another 11-oh, go into this next 11-oh, pick up 1 more, go into this 11-oh, and then my 11-oh that's between the 2 bicones. So we've got 3 units made. So at this point, I'm going to have you go ahead and continue. I've shown you how to make the units twice. So make however many units you need. And the last thing you're going to do is add jump rings into these loops to add your clasp. That's it, and you're done. So you may need to make maybe 3 more of these units. So go ahead and take your needle through until you're exiting out of this top seed bead. All right, I will be back to show you the finished bracelet. So, see you in a bit. Hey fellow beaders, so here is the completed bracelet. I ended up making a total of 6 units for a 6-inch bracelet. You can decide based on that how many units you'll need to make. And all I did here at the end was add a couple of jump rings and a lobster claw clasp. And all you're doing is adding it into your loops at the end there. And the loops are exactly the same as the connectors. So that's all you need to do to make this sort of four-point star bracelet. I haven't come up with a name for it yet, but I will once I finish editing and uploading. If you like this tutorial, please subscribe and like to my channel. Thank you.